Good morning, listeners. It's Dr. E, and I am honored to be here with Nick Jones, one of our amazing shining stars. How are you, Nick?
Hey, good morning. I'm good. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so excited to be here, for you to be here. I'm excited to be here, but I'm excited for you to be here because we've been wanting you to come on this podcast for a while, and you're just so busy now with your life. What are you doing?
Yeah. So I am a second year college student. I'm at NC State University in Raleigh. And yeah, like you said, I've been busy. I'm majoring in mechanical engineering. So as you can imagine, classes and just everything is always nonstop. I'm always on the go. So I'm staying busy. I'm involved in a college ministry that's affiliated with my church in Raleigh. So I'm very plugged in and just always with people, hanging out with people. And yeah, I'm fully verbal at college. So it's been amazing the past year and a half, just talking to everyone, whether it's people in class, like my close friends there, professors, you name it. I'm talking to everyone. So it's been amazing.
Well, that is music to my ears, of course. One of the wonderful reasons that I wanted you here was that sometimes you'll get a teen or an adult that's been struggling their whole life and they overcame it when they were young. And so now here they are as a teenager and adult sharing their story, which is amazing. But with you, you were struggling most of your life into your teen years.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed at a young age. I was probably 4 or 5 years old when I was diagnosed with selective mutism. And pretty much all throughout elementary, middle, and high school, I struggled pretty highly with selective mutism in school and outside of school. So I was diagnosed a couple years after my family was in a traumatic car accident. But for pretty much my entire life leading up to college almost, I had only really communicated with most people, whether it was on my phone or through a whiteboard, but non-verbally.
So I think it was a couple years ago, 2021 November, right? That you attended Communicamp.
Yeah, it was that fall, I remember.
That was the first time we got to meet you, and you came to Communicamp Mute. And at the end of Communicamp, what happened by the end?
At the end of it, my mind was just like so full with resources and tools that I didn't even know what to think, but I felt more confident going out of it because I had obviously the resources and everything I needed to take that next step. And that just propelled me to make all the progress that I was going to make following that.
Yeah, I remember at camp meeting you, and you had used the RSA, the ritual sound approach with Dr. Jenna, and progressed into speech. And I remember when you were leaving and you were standing at the gym door with your mom. And I was just so proud of you for how hard you worked at camp and you found your voice. But I know it stands out. And I didn't realize at the time that I would affect you that way. But I called you a rock star and you loved that.
Yeah, I remembered that. I kept that with me throughout all of my journey. I would always think back to camp in that moment, just of meeting you and you calling me a rock star, and I used that sort of as fuel to my fire. Yeah.
Yeah, you said that later, and I didn't realize how impactful that would be to you, but you really worked so hard. You know, you wanted this and you worked at it and you did it, and you did it amazingly with grace, and you believed you could. And so here's a question for you, because we've never really had this conversation. So I'm eager to kind of get these answers from you. What was it about Communicamp that made the difference for you?
I think for me, the biggest thing that I saw during Communicamp was that there are other people just like me. And I had sort of thought about that for years leading up to going to Communicamp, but I had never really been in a place so intentionally focused on like treating selective mutism with so many other people who are just like me going through the same things that I was going through. So I think Communicamp really opened my eyes to the idea that, hey, like I'm not alone in this and we're all sort of like trying to reach a common goal here.
And the tools for you, the, you know, knowing the social communication bridge and being either mute or verbal, that transitional stage of helping you transition from nonverbal to verbal, because you were pretty comfortable. And that's what I explained with SM. Sometimes you have to realize that someone's comfortable doesn't mean they're going to just speak, and you needed the skills and the tools to progress from nonverbal to verbal. That's where the RSA, the ritual sound approach, came into play, shaping sounds into words, and that's what did it for you. So I think a big part was the demystification, kind of opening your eyes to what this really is and what you really need to do to overcome it. And like you did it.
Yeah. And I think all of what was given to me at Communicamp was just like putting my foot in the door of like, wow, I can use everything that I've learned here going forward. And I think that's exactly what happened. So I'm so grateful for everything that was given to me, everything that I went through at Communicamp, because it sort of helped me kind of jumpstart like my fast paced progress that was to come.
Yeah, no, you did amazing, and a lot of our followers just love you. They loved you love your Instagram account, and we'll put that in the notes, because you have an Instagram and you talked about your experience with SM and overcoming it. So it's beautiful because you really are such an inspiration to so many. And what we tell people is, yeah, whether you're 3 or you're 15 or you're 25, we can help you reach your capacity, and you did it. Now you're thriving.